Hi everybody, thank you for checking out my review for this Barracuda carry-on travel bag. I picked this thing up because I am actually on a trip right now, and before I left I realized that the other bag that I had no longer fit the size requirements of the airline, and for a carry-on I actually haven't flown in a long time and realized that they shrunk those requirements. So I decided to pick this up because I saw it years ago on Kickstarter, and I was really interested in it, but the reviews were super mixed. So now that it's on Amazon, I decided to try it because it's kind of backed up by Amazon, and I found that I really like this bag. So I actually decided in the middle of my trip that I was going to stop and make this video for you guys so you can kind of see what it's all about. First off, I feel like the description is super accurate. So if you read the description, you know what to expect. You're going to be really happy with this bag. So right off the bat, the quality is awesome. It's a great quality bag. The wheels actually, I was a little concerned because I'm used to rollerblade wheels, but these wheels roll really smooth. I took it over tile, concrete, the carpet, that concrete that has all the rocks in it and stuff, and the wheels held up really nice, and they roll really nice too. The bag itself is a very nice looking bag, which is also important to me. You can see how thin it folds up. It actually has a carrying bag that you can hang it. I didn't bring that with me because I was really strapped for space. But it has a carrying bag. But even still, it's really nice in the hotel room to just be able to fold this up and get it out of the way. It's got the front pockets here. So this is very nice. I like how wide open these things fold. So it's got some more pockets in there, and then it has, let me see if I can show you here. It's got these extender pockets here to keep everything in so that if you do open it mid-travels, it's not going to fall out. I really love that. The bag velcros when it's closed. It has these nice velcro places here, and that kind of holds it so that the bag stays closed when it's all compressed. I also really liked that they cover up the velcro right here so that when you're not using it, when it's not stored, you're not going to accidentally damage your clothes. This bag is very detail oriented, so little things like that cover it up. It's really nice. Inside, you still have some stuff. Oh, let me hold on one second because I'm going to go get the bags that it comes with. Two of these shoe bags. This is a very small detail, but I really liked that the shoe bags were separate, so individual shoes. And the reason why is when you're packing, you can pack one up here and one down here, however you need to pack it. If they're together, it really limits the amount of the way that you can configure your packing. So I like that. Also comes with stuff bag for dirty clothes, which I'm currently utilizing. So I like that as well. So, all right, that was a little side note. Let's go ahead and continue on the tour. You have these rubber stoppers up top here for the corners so that when you're sliding it in and out of the carry-on area, it's not going to damage it. It's got a rubber bumper along this way too. The handle's super easy to pull up. You just pull it that way, and there you go. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that in a little more detail in a minute here, but I want to show you the inside. So inside, this is how it comes. It comes all nice and folded down. So to put it together, all you're going to do, let me see if I can make sure that that's being shown. So you can see it has this little piece that slides in. So these things, all they do is slide in that way. It's hard to do from behind the camera here. So there's two little pins, and I'll show you that in a sec. But so that slides in that way and then goes like this. So let me see if I can show you on this side. So you see these two little spots here. There's two little corresponding pins right there. So all you do is slide it through like that so that those pins hold in place, and slide that down. And you do the same thing over here. Sorry, I'm doing it off camera. It's really hard to do when I can't see because I'm looking through a camera lens. And then the last one here. And just slide that in place. You can see it's really super easy, and it also adds some firmness, some stiffness to the corners as well because it's got those plastic pieces. So this is the bag. I will say the one thing that I've agreed with other people on is that it does have a little bit less space than some of the other carry-on bags because the way that this is designed, you lose a little bit of space there. However, they compensate for that. You do have all this space along here, but they compensate by giving you this really nice compression strap. So you can still fit a really good amount of clothes in this bag. And then just use the compression strap to kind of crank it down, and it holds everything in place and lets you fit more. So it fits almost as much as the other bags, even though the space inside is a little bit less. So I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, it's got this nice little zipper here as well. Let me turn it around. You saw the zipper up top. So let's go ahead and close it up. The zipper flows really nicely. It doesn't bind. Like I said, I'm really impressed with the quality of the bag itself. And then let me show you up top here. So this it just clips right into there, and it's got its own built-in lock. I think that's super awesome. And then of course this one reaches around this way, and you end up having both locked in place, which is awesome. The other thing I like, so I'll explain this valet here in a second. The other thing I like is that this is a soft strap, but it's strong. So the reason I like a soft strap, I have one on the other one that's a harder strap, that ends up taking away from your space because they're very picky about about the exact length, including all the handles, the wheels, everything. So if you have a hard strap that comes out or a hard handle that comes out, you end up losing about an inch because you can't compress it down. So you can squish this down to fit into their little measuring things. So the valet thing, it definitely would have fit, but I was on one of those like connection flights that was super small, and anything with wheels they just made you check. But I did look, and it for sure would have fit in the overhead compartment in there too. So that's the bag there. Let me show you some of the cool extra features. So I'll be right back. All right, so this is the handle. This was one of the things that I thought was just amazing about this bag, is the handle. Well, first off, the handle slides up easily. I love this. So this is a locking mechanism right here, but you can adjust the way that the handle moves. And so, like, looking around the airport, I really started to feel bad for the people who didn't have something like this, because their hand, when you are, let me show you, see if I can. So when you're carrying it this way, backwards, your wrist is twisted, and it really gets uncomfortable if you have to go fast or if you're walking for a long distance. So to be able to adjust this to exactly the way that you want it is awesome. To release that, sorry I didn't show you that, all you do is push down and it'll lock in place. It'll lock in place at 45 and 90, and then it'll lock in place at the other way as well. So you can get exactly the grip that you want. Really nice extra little bonus. And then of course this is what everybody wants to see. Let me show you here. So this is the table, the built-in table. I wasn't sure how much I was going to use this. I used it every time we stopped. All of them, like I had a long layover. I had you get there 2 hours early waiting for security. So when I was done, I sat and used this thing. So all you do is you just unzip it. This is a little snug. I'll show you how to put it back in a second. This is the lock. So to lock it, you're just going to lift it up. Did you see that? Here, let me lower this down a smidge. Oh, I can't. Let me raise this up a smidge. Let me raise it up so you can see. It has to be fully extended. The handle does, in order to pull the tray out, obviously. So I just raised my tripod up. So you release that, the whole thing slides down just like this. So now you have it. It looks like that. So then you're just going to lift up on that, folds up this way, and lift up on this, folds that way. This is deceptively strong. Actually, I was worried about it because here's the thing: it's not made for a really heavy laptop. It's made for a tablet, a small laptop, or to eat. So I actually used it to eat, and it made me really happy actually, because everybody else around me had to try to balance their food on their laps with a cup and hot food or coffee, whatever. And I had this nice little tray. It worked awesome for eating. So I had to show you guys this because I'm sitting here waiting for a flight, and I decided to catch a quick breakfast. And instead of having to hold all this stuff in my lap, I have this nice little fold down table. It's really actually pretty awesome. It makes it a whole lot easier to eat. Also did use it for this giant laptop. I mean, that's a big laptop. And it was fine as long as I had stuff in the suitcase. Now that it's empty, it probably won't work. But if you don't believe me that it held up, check out this picture. So the written part of this review, I actually typed with this laptop on this stand. So it worked awesome. And part of that could be that I packed this thing full, so it was kind of heavy. It didn't tilt forward. Under normal circumstances, normal load, you will be fine with a tablet. You will be fine with a small laptop. The other thing that you can do is, if you have a bigger laptop, I set the big laptop here, and then you could put your knees right underneath this section. So the laptop's off your lap. It's a little more forward, lots more comfortable to type on, but you're supporting it a little bit with your knees. So that'll work if you have a bigger laptop. All in all, this feature is really, really nice to have around. I thought it was kind of gimmicky, but after using it a couple times, super, super happy. So you saw, sorry, I didn't guide you through that. You just fold it back together. Then you're going to put it in here. You're going to make sure that these, let me show you here. You're going to make sure that the zipper part is pulled out. Lock it back into place like that, and then just zip it up, and that's all there is to it. So the complaint that I do have is that this zipper, it's very tight, and it has to be so that you don't catch fabric when you're putting the handle up and down. So this part here needs to be pretty tight, and it does make it a little bit more difficult to zip up. Not a big deal, but just a little bit more difficult. You can see that's really not bad. Let's see, what else can I show you? Oh yeah, the battery pack. Let's show you that. So let me put this down. To put it down, you just push. So this is the battery pack down here. Let me adjust here. Sorry about that. I actually got a phone call in the middle of doing the review, so guess what? I get to do it again. But anyway, here's the battery pack. Really nice. And I really like the two-tone color that they do, the theme of it. I think it looks really nice. To open it, let me see if I can show you. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a little tab right there that you can just pull down. You can do it with this finger as well. And here is the battery pack. Nice looking battery pack. You can charge your phone. Let's see, it's 10,000 milliamps, so you should be able to charge your phone at least twice with this thing, which is awesome. And if you ever look, there it is. If you ever look walking through the airport at how many people are tied to the one outlet that they give you at the airport or waiting in line to try to charge their phone, it's really nice to have this thing extra. It got a built-in flashlight. You push that button down, hold it for a second, and it turns the flashlight on, which is great if you're ever walking in the dark to be able to reach down quickly and get a flashlight. So, and then it just slides back in here, tucks into place, goes right back. All in all, guys, this is a really, really great bag. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I read through the description, so I had kind of a realistic expectation of what this thing is designed to do. If you do the same, I think you guys are going to be super happy with this bag. It's really well built. Nothing feels cheap. The mechanisms to like the locking mechanism for that, it feels really nice. The inside is super nice as well. I think literally the only complaint that I have is that it's a little smaller because you give up some of your space to have this. So you give up about, I don't know, that much space to have a better handle that has the built-in table. The tray table is super convenient to have around. I think that you guys are really going to like it. And as long as you understand it's not what it's built for. I mean, let me show you something real fast here before I finish up. It does have a warning on here. So go ahead and read through that warning, okay? So it's made for 7.7 pounds of weight on the tray. So if you do anything more than that, like my laptop was definitely more than that. If I was to break it, or if it really isn't designed to hold that, so that's kind of on you. So read the directions, read the descriptions, and you guys are going to be really, really happy with this bag. It's sleek, it's stylish. It's functional, and it fits easily in any of the carry-ons. When everything's closed up, it fits all of the requirements. I also really like, sorry, one more thing. I thought I was done, but I want to point something out. So if you look here, the way that these wheels are recessed, they're recessed down so that only this much of it is above the bottom of this. And that's important because the suitcase doesn't fall forward. It has this little plastic piece here too that helps to hold that so that it doesn't fall forward. I had no issues with this thing, and it was, like I said, it was packed completely full. And the other reason that I got it, I didn't want the 4 wheels. I know they look nice, but the 4 wheels are not recessed. So the 4 wheels, if you have the 4 casters, they have to be able to spin. So they actually sit out about this much. So you lose interior space to have 4 wheels. And you don't gain any ergonomics because this compensates for any of the ergonomics you gain by having 4 wheels. So 2 wheels with this handle is definitely the way to go. Now I'm done rambling. That's my opinion on this bag. I really like it. I think you guys will too. So I'm going to give this thing 5 stars.